The American cherry harvest, a symphony of nature, technology, and sheer scale. It begins here.
For a few short weeks, these trees yield a crop valued in the millions, the fruit of a year's dedication and labor.
Meet John, a third-generation grower. His family has been cultivating these specific varietals for over 80 years.
The clock starts early. Once the fruit is ready, every hour counts to ensure peak quality is maintained. Gone are the days of purely manual labor. Today, the harvest is driven by specialized, multi-million-dollar technology. This is the trunk shaker. In seconds, it replicates the natural tremor needed to dislodge the fruit.
The vibration must be precise, strong enough to release the fruit, gentle enough not to damage the branch or the fruit itself.
The machine immediately begins the first stage of separation, eliminating debris and ensuring only the finest fruit continues the journey.
In a single day, one of these units can strip an entire acre of its crop, a task that would take dozens of workers of days to complete.
From the tree to the initial collection bin, speed and minimal handling are paramount to preserving the delicate fruit.
Quality control is a constant process. The fruit must pass the farmer's eye before it even leaves the field.
The cold chain is critical. Cherries are highly perishable, and cooling begins immediately, sometimes within minutes of being picked.
The raw harvest is now on its way. The next stop, a sprawling, high-tech processing facility built for volume.
Temperature consistency is non-negotiable. Even a small fluctuation can compromise the entire payload.
The journey ends, and the real transformation begins. This facility is a logistical masterpiece.
Arrival is precisely timed. The harvest must be unloaded and routed into the system with minimal delay.
From the trailer, the cherries are moved into a temperature-controlled holding area before entering the primary processing line. The first key step, introducing the fruit to the wash line, where they will begin their meticulous cleaning process. The water bath removes field dust and initial debris. Crucially, the cold water also helps firm the fruit, prepping it for the next stages. After the initial rinse, the cherries are surface dried. Moisture can interfere with the high-tech sorting equipment. While machinery dominates, the human eye remains irreplaceable. Initial manual culling catches the obvious defects.
The heart of modern cherry processing, the optical sorter. Cameras capture over 30 images of each fruit as it passes. It analyzes color saturation, external blemishes, and even subtle cracks, making split-second decisions with superhuman accuracy. After optical sorting, the fruit is sized. This uniformity is essential for the consumer market and for subsequent processing steps.
The final temperature drop, hydrocooling. Bringing the core temperature of the fruit down to just above freezing is key to extending shelf life.
Even after the machines, a final, thorough check is necessary. Stem removal is a detail the customer expects.
The moment of truth. The processed cherries are now flawless, chilled, and ready for their final presentation. Precise weight, rapid sealing. The automation here ensures exact retail specifications are met for every single container.
Branding and tracing. Each package is sealed, labeled, and tracked from the moment it leaves this line.
The final step before storage? Case packing. Minimal labor, maximum speed and precision. Traceability is mandatory. This code links the product back to the specific orchard, harvest date, and processing line.
The holding pen. These cherries will rest here at a precise 33 degrees Fahrenheit until they are ready for global distribution. Inventory is logged. Every case is accounted for, ensuring first in, first out rotation for freshness.
Final movement. From this facility, American cherries are shipped to every corner of the country, and indeed, the world.
A complex logistical network ensures the fruit arrives fresh, whether it's a few hours away or several weeks across the ocean. The life cycle of the cherry is complete, from the blossom to the plate.
For the farmer, the frantic rush of the harvest is almost over. A brief moment of reflection on a job well done.
The trees are already preparing for next year. resting before the cycle begins again with the spring bloom.
Millions of tons harvested, processed, and distributed. The American cherry story is one of innovation,
Not all the harvest is destined for the fresh fruit market. A significant percentage is routed for further processing.
The industrial destemmer is far more aggressive than the fresh line, preparing the fruit for its dramatic change in state.
The next stage, pitting. For dried and processed cherries, the pit must be removed without compromising the fruit's structure.
The pits themselves are a valuable byproduct, often used for fuel or even in specialized heating pads.
Before drying, the cherries are often infused with a sugar solution to enhance flavor, texture, and moisture retention during dehydration.
Entering the dryers. The dehydration process is slow and meticulously controlled, often taking several days. Low, constant heat slowly extracts the moisture, concentrating the cherry's natural sugars and turning it into a chewy, shelf-stable product.
From a fresh 80% water content, the fruit is reduced to approximately 15%, halting the spoilage process indefinitely.
Emerging from the heat, the final product is stable. A light coating prevents sticking and maintains the chewy texture. Final calibration. The vibration table ensures every piece is distinct and free-flowing for subsequent packaging.
The dried product requires specialized, airtight packaging to prevent rehydration and preserve the long shelf life.
Even as the harvest wraps, the planning for next year begins immediately. Modern farming is a data-driven business. Precision agriculture allows growers to manage resources on a tree-by-tree basis, optimizing yield and minimizing waste. But technology only enhances centuries of accumulated knowledge. You still have to feel the dirt. The true measure of a successful orchard is the health and vitality of the earth itself.
The cycle is a perfect loop. The goal is not just a successful harvest, but a sustainable future for the entire ecosystem.
This vast scale demands commitment, not just from the individual farmer, but from an entire industry.
It's hard work, it's science, but mostly it's love for the land, and it's worth it.
And so, the wait begins. The next chapter is written in the silence of the winter. Winter dormancy is crucial. The cold storage prepares the trees for the explosion of spring.
Spring's promise, the bloom, the most vulnerable and beautiful stage of the cycle.
Millions of blossoms, each one a potential cherry. The health of the entire crop depends on a successful, quick pollination.
The humble honeybee is the most important worker in the orchard. Without them, there is no harvest.
Even at the bloom stage, precision monitoring is used to predict the eventual yield and scheduling of the harvest.
The Brix is climbing slightly faster than the average for this varietal. We're looking at a compressed harvest window.
The transition from flower to fruit. A race against time and the elements.
The American market demands diverse options, from the dark, sweet Bing to the delicate, two-toned Rainier. When spring frost threatens the vulnerable young fruit, specialized wind machines circulate the air to prevent freezing.
The Rainier cherry requires even more delicate handling. Its skin is thinner, and its beauty is its fragility. These premium cherries are often still hand-picked. The machine is too aggressive for their sensitive nature.
The tolerance for blemishes on a Rainier is near zero. Each one is a small, edible work of art.
But the bulk of the harvest, the hardy Bing, is a game of high-speed efficiency. Tons per hour, the logistics challenge is as immense as the harvest itself.
Water conservation is a priority. The wash and hydro-cooling water is continuously filtered, sterilized, and recycled.
Advanced filtration technology ensures the water used in the contact with the fruit is always of the highest possible standard.
The sorter checks not only for surface flaws but also internal defects invisible to the naked eye, like early signs of decay.
Using near-infrared technology, the system sees into the fruit, ensuring a perfect eating experience for the consumer. Nothing is wasted. Even fruit that fails the premium grade is sent to secondary markets for jams, pies, or juice concentrates.
For juice, the whole fruit is pressed. This specialized process extracts maximum flavor and color.
The concentrate is potent. This juice will be bottled or reduced further for long-term storage and eventual blending.
Quality assurance is scientific. Every batch of processed product is tested for consistency in flavor, acidity, and sweetness.
The flavor profile is dissected, identifying and balancing the compounds that create the perfect cherry taste.
The flow is non-stop. Peak harvest demands 24-hour, optimized production.
The integrity of the packaging is paramount for the long journey through the cold chain. Every box is already routed. The logistical operation is a tight, coordinated schedule of hundreds of truck and shipping movements.
Even in the storage phase, efficiency is key. Robotic systems manage the movement of millions of pounds of fruit.
Fully automated, the system minimizes energy loss by reducing the need for constant human entry and exit from the freezer. The data gathered earlier now informs the post-harvest plan, replenishing the soil's vitality.
Microdosing nutrients based on real-time soil samples. Modern sustainability is built on precision.
The work does not stop with the sun. The perishable nature of the fruit means processing is a relentless, round-the-clock effort. The human element is vital. Well-trained, dedicated crews maintain the standards and speed of the operation.
Safety and maintenance checks are prioritized. A single mechanical failure can cost millions of pounds of fruit.
The fruit passes through like a perfect, choreographed stream, each one inspected, sized, and polished.
The uncompromising standard. Even the slightest imperfection means separation from the premium fresh market.
A completely different process, preserving and transforming the cherry's color and flavor for cocktail and culinary uses.
The initial stage removes the natural pigment and flavor, prepping the fruit to absorb the final color and sweet syrup. The iconic maraschino red is added, along with the high-concentration sugar syrup to penetrate and preserve the fruit.
From the orchard to the bar, a product of complete chemical and mechanical transformation.
The danger is never far. An unexpected heavy rain can spell disaster for a near-ripe cherry crop.
Rain causes the fruit to swell rapidly, leading to cracking and rendering the entire branch unsalvageable for premium sale.
It is a massive investment of labor and capital, but the protective netting is the only defense against a sudden late-season storm.
Hours of relentless downpour. The difference between a complete loss and a successful harvest hangs on this thin membrane.
The farmer is always at the mercy of the weather. All they can do now is wait.
Survival. The nets are removed, and the final push for harvest can begin.
The final stretch. The fruit is now fully mature, and every second of delay is a risk to quality.
Mass harvest now moves into high gear. The yield from the protected crop is immense.
In-field pre-cooling is now a standard. The heat from the sun must be removed before the fruit reaches the packing house.
The facility is now running at absolute peak capacity, absorbing the sudden surge of the main harvest.
Every drop of water must be removed to ensure the sorter's accuracy. Air knives provide a contact-free drying solution. Consistency is value. Larger, more uniform fruit commands a premium price in all markets.
The extra fancy grade. These few, perfect specimens represent the pinnacle of the entire harvest.
Specialty markets, the fruit is placed individually, ensuring zero chance of bruising or contact damage.
The presentation matters. For the highest tier, the packaging is as important as the perfect fruit inside.
The final destination, the shelf. The reward for a year of precision and relentless effort.
The harvest is a memory. The annual cycle immediately restarts. Soil health is the first priority.
Putting the nutrients back into the land, ensuring the fertility of the next generation of trees.
A season complete, a tradition sustained. This is the story of American cherries.
Sustainability is no longer a choice. It's a fundamental requirement. Our methods must evolve faster than the climate.
We are now actively cultivating beneficial soil life to naturally enhance nutrient uptake and reduce the need for synthetic fertilizers.
Even pruning is now data-driven. Computer models predict the best cut to maximize sunlight penetration and future fruit size.
This strategic reduction in canopy ensures every remaining branch will receive peak sunlight and energy for the coming fruit.
The zero waste goal. Any fruit not suitable for human consumption is converted into energy or returned to the land as compost.
The full circle of farming. Every part of the harvest contributes back to the health and sustainability of the operation.
From the factory, the processed fruit now enters the world of high-volume food production.
Their concentrated flavor and unique texture make them a favorite for commercial and artisan baking.
American cherries are a globally traded commodity, relying on precise logistics to reach international consumers.
The final layer of protection, a hermetic seal against vibration, moisture, and temperature fluctuations during the long journey.
International export requires stringent regulatory compliance and security checks before the container is cleared to sail.
Weeks across the sea, held at a constant, monitored temperature. The cold chain's longest test.
Delivered fresh to a distant continent. The high quality of the fruit is its own global passport.
For every tree that reaches the end of its productive life, a new one is planted. A constant commitment to the future. This synergy of generations and expertise is the engine of modern agriculture's continuous improvement.
A 6-year wait until this tree yields its first commercial crop. A long-term investment in the land.
Between every batch, the entire processing line is sterilized by a fully automated CIP system. Hygiene is non-negotiable.
Swab tests and water samples are taken multiple times per shift to ensure zero bacterial presence.
The American cherry industry is an interconnected system where failure in one area compromises the entire chain. This relentless pursuit of perfection ensures the American cherry is a consistent premium product year after year.
Even the packaging is engineered. Small vents allow for controlled respiration and temperature exchange within the box.
Sustainability extends to energy. Many large facilities offset their enormous power demands with massive on-site solar installations.
The goal is energy neutrality, reducing the environmental footprint of this high-volume, high-power process.
Monitoring is constant. Specialized night inspections check for pest activity or early signs of disease that are harder to spot during the day.
Thermal and spectral imaging spots problems before they become crises, allowing for targeted, minimal-impact intervention. Old world observation meeting new world data. The combined wisdom of the farmer and the scientist.
Pest management is often biological, encouraging beneficial insect populations to naturally control harmful ones.
Water efficiency is a core tenet. Drip irrigation minimizes evaporation and delivers water exactly where the tree needs it.
Everything is monitored and optimized.
Modern farming is about maximizing resource utility.
The standard is absolute cleanliness. Every single protocol must be followed, every time.
Personal hygiene is the first barrier against contamination. Protocols are strict and visibly enforced.
Silence before the storm. The line awaits the next millions of cherries, ready to spring into 24-hour life.
All the scale, the connection remains personal, sharing the fruit of the labor directly with the community.
The potent antioxidants and pigments are extracted from the leftover pulp, extending the value of every single cherry.
Flash frozen for maximum retention of beneficial compounds, ensuring a year-round supply for the nutraceutical market.
From the orchard to the factory to the final consumer product, a story of health and functional nutrition.
Legacy is the land, preserving the health of the orchard for the generations to follow.
This is the immense scale of American agriculture, a blend of ancient knowledge and cutting-edge engineering.
The dance begins again, the moment of maximum yield, maximum risk.
Millions of cherries in a matter of seconds. The mechanical harvest is a powerful, focused event. The machine is a factory on wheels, sorting and collecting with immediate, non-stop efficiency. Every minute out of the cold is a compromise. The speed of the transfer is paramount. The gentle initial wash, removing field contaminants and beginning the cool-down process. Perfect dryness is required for the optical sorters to achieve maximum accuracy.
The computer's decision is final and instantaneous. Flaws are detected and removed in milliseconds.
Not all flaws lead to rejection. The system is calibrated to a complex, multi-tiered grade standard.
3 distinct, perfect-size categories, each headed for a different market and packaging format.
The core temperature must be below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The hydrocooler is the final, essential step in the cold chain.
The final human touch, ensuring the highest possible aesthetic quality for the consumer.
The peak harvest requires absolute synchronization of man and machine. No breaks, no slowdowns.
Instantaneous identification. Each package is instantly tracked and routed to its destination.
The final automated stage. The palletizing robot has a single, non-stop function. Perfect stacking. Precision stacking ensures maximum load stability and air circulation in the cold room and during transport.
The human touch in a robotic world. Specialized lift drivers navigate the high bay storage to retrieve final orders.
Safety is paramount. Every movement is calculated and precise in the near-freezing environment.
The end of the line for the highest grade. Used by chefs who demand perfect color and texture.
The cover crop protects the soil during the dormant months, retaining moisture and preventing erosion.
Scientific measurement ensures the sustainability of the rotation. Everything is a planned step in the annual cycle.
From the quiet winter rest to the vibrant summer yield, the cherry tree is a testament to the power of nature's rhythm.
The future of the American cherry is in genetic research, developing fruit that is hardier, sweeter, and more resistant to disease.
From a single cell, an entire new tree can be grown, ensuring clean stock and disease-free beginnings for the orchard.
The work of a farmer is never done, but in the quiet of the off-season, there is time for planning and for hope.
The smallest detail holds the greatest potential, the seed of the next great harvest.
And so, we wait. For the cold to prepare, for the spring to promise.
The dried fruit line runs parallel to the fresh pack, a separate world of high heat and concentrated flavor. The rotary destemmer handles the huge volumes required for the processing market, a non-stop mechanical whirlwind. Accuracy is vital. Any remaining pit fragments are a major food safety concern.
The infusion process takes hours, preparing the fruit for its dramatic structural change in the dehydrator. Temperature control is the key to quality. Too high and the fruit burns, too low and the process takes too long. Slow and steady. The fruit sheds its water content over a multi-day journey through the heated chambers. The final, stable product, now ready for a secondary quality check and packaging.
Even after the machines, a final, manual screening ensures the integrity of the bulk product before bagging.
Bulk storage is temperature controlled and climate stabilized, ensuring the fruit's longevity.
High-speed packaging creates the final, retail-ready pouch, a non-stop, high-volume operation.
Accurate weight is guaranteed. Every pouch meets the precise retail specification with automated checks.
Food safety is verified. Every package passes through a high-sensitivity metal detector before case packing. Automated case packing for maximum density and security during transport. The same principles of cold chain and security apply, even to the shelf-stable product, ensuring quality is maintained.
Bulk distribution supplies the food service and manufacturing industries a separate, high-volume pipeline. A staple ingredient in commercial baking, providing consistent flavor and texture to a wide range of products.
The flavor concentrates intensely when rehydrated, making the dried product ideal for beverages and frozen desserts.
The ongoing challenge. Environmental shifts demand constant adaptation in water and nutrient management.
Drones are the eyes in the sky, monitoring individual tree health, canopy density, and early stress indicators.
The normalized difference vegetation index reveals stress invisible to the human eye, allowing for hyper-localized treatment.
Targeted, autonomous intervention. Minimizing chemical use only to the trees that specifically require it.
Precision delivery ensures the nutrient is fully absorbed by the root, preventing runoff and waste.
The pulse of the factory at peak season, a relentless commitment to volume and quality, every second of every hour.
A single frame in a fraction of a second, the defining moment of the cherries quality assessment. Flawless. It passes to the premium section, destined for the high-end consumer market. The logistical network is fully engaged. Every truck is pre-chilled and pre-assigned for its long-distance journey.
Security and traceability. The chain of custody is paramount, from the factory floor to the final delivery point.
Final presentation. Maintaining the quality that began with a single tree in the orchard.
The reward for a year of hard work is not just the profit, but the deep satisfaction of working with the rhythm of nature.
The cycle will turn. The promise of millions of tons of fruit rests in this single, small flower.
The rapid, beautiful transformation of a single season, the heart of the cherry harvest.
The efficiency is mesmerizing, a crucial answer to the demand for massive, high-speed output.
From the field to the package in under 2 hours. The speed of the process locks in the freshness.
Millions of perfect packages, each one a testament to the industrial scale of the operation.
The immense volume is managed with military precision. Inventory is logged and ready for dispatch.
Final traceability check, linking the box to the exact day, time, and line of its processing. The final movement to the consumer. A high-speed, coordinated race against the clock.
Final check on the cold chain integrity. The responsibility of the driver is absolute.
Journey is now in the hands of the national high-speed logistical network. Every component of the fruit is maximized for value, a core tenet of modern, efficient farming.
Research is a year-round investment. Understanding the cellular science of the fruit is key to extending its shelf life. The structural integrity of the cell wall is what maintains the crunch and texture that the consumer demands.
The industry is built on collaboration. Sharing best practices and coordinating market efforts strengthens the entire region.
Market data drives planting decisions, ensuring the varietals grown meet the predictable demands of global buyers. A product of chemical perfection, the maraschino cherry has its own unique, demanding market. From the chemical vat to the high-end service, its role in mixology is timeless.
A sleeping giant, working relentlessly while the world rests. The heart of the American cherry industry. Human commitment, powered by technology, drives the entire, massive operation.
Precision feeding. Only the required amount of nutrient, only to the trees that need it, minimizing environmental impact.
Continuous feedback loop. Field data is always verified by detailed laboratory analysis.
Analyzing nutrient uptake and the onset of disease on a molecular level. The ultimate level of agricultural control.
The data confirms the precision farming model is working, optimizing the health and yield of the entire orchard.
From the moment the fruit is picked, its entire journey to the consumer is mapped, controlled, and optimized for peak freshness.
Even the retail process respects the integrity of the cold chain, ensuring the fruit moves quickly from the truck to the shelf.
The continuous output of shelf-stable product, ensuring a year-round supply for global demand.
Zero tolerance for contamination. The system ensures the immediate isolation of any compromised product.
Full accountability. Every rejected item is tracked and audited to ensure no contaminants re-enter the supply chain. Year-round care is the only way to ensure the long-term productivity of the mature trees. Small repairs prevent major problems, protecting the tree from disease and infestation. The quiet before the storm of the harvest. A moment to appreciate the beauty of the effort.
The final connection. The culmination of a year's dedication and technology is simple, shared enjoyment.
The American cherry industry is an agricultural powerhouse, a multi-billion-dollar business built on innovation and volume.
A monument to modern food production, precise, efficient, and relentless in its pursuit of quality.
The blend of science and tradition yields a new standard of excellence for the industry.
The spirit of collaboration extends from the farm to the factory, a unified team working toward a single goal.
The high-speed transport phase begins. Every second is crucial to the freshness of the final product. The relentless flow continues. New fruit enters the system as quickly as the processed fruit is shipped out. The machine is a judge, jury, and executioner, making thousands of life or death decisions per minute for the fruit.
The core temperature drop, the ultimate protection for the journey ahead.
A perfect package for a perfect product. The goal is to lock in the field-fresh quality.
Automation ensures maximum load stability, minimizing the risk of damage during high-speed transport.
Into the holding pen. The cherries will rest here until the final call for distribution. The final transfer of the cold chain. The efficiency of the delivery is crucial to the product's quality.
From the field to the shelf, the end of the line for the fresh harvest.
The final triumph of the season's dedication. A perfect product, ready for the consumer.
More than a business, it's a legacy. The commitment to the land runs deep in the American farming family.
The land is resting, and soon the cycle will begin again.
The perfect separation by size is crucial for the packing line, ensuring a smooth, consistent flow.
Even the smallest fruit finds its market, routed to canning or specialized juicing operations.
Processed for long-term shelf stability, adding the cherry to year-round culinary options.
The high heat process ensures the product is safe and shelf-stable for many years to come.
The continuous defense against nature's sudden, cold dangers. Protecting the vulnerable spring blossoms.
Precise temperature monitoring. Preventing the killing frost that can wipe out an entire year's crop.
All hands on deck. The farmer monitors the microclimate hour by hour during the crucial spring nights.
The off-season is the time for a complete mechanical overhaul. Every sensor and belt is cleaned and calibrated.
Dust on a lens is a flaw in the system. Absolute cleanliness is required for accurate sorting.
The processing heart of the operation, a temple of industrial hygiene and efficiency, waiting for the next flood of fruit.
The continuous cycle. The investment in the future of the orchard is a 6-year commitment.
Patience and planning. The rewards of the earth are granted only through sustained effort.
Brings full glory. The promise is made for the...
The petals fall and the fruit is set. The growth phase begins in earnest. A single piece of fruit, now on its rapid journey to perfect maturity. The final, visible transformation begins. The race to deep, sweet red.
The moment of peak perfection. A vast, glowing field of readiness. The culmination of the entire annual cycle.
Farmer's verdict. The fruit is ready. The harvest can begin. The machines awake. The high-speed symphony of the American cherry harvest begins anew.
The trunk shaker engages. The ultimate decisive action of the season.
The bounty delivered. Millions of tons of perfect fruit harvested in a race against the clock.
From the field to the factory, the journey is high-speed and seamless. The triumph of scale and precision. The cycle has turned. The harvest is here, and the work continues.